Hey Gary,
What
causes somebody's big toe to turn inwards?
big toe to turn inwards?
Yeah.
Well, usually it's a liver problem, and that liver problem's been there for a while. But you can do some things to get it out. You can do our organ release. First of all, I would take your left hand, put it on your trap, put your right hand up into the liver area, liver gallbladder, right around here. I would pull the skin in there and pull. And I know it seems weird if I'm talking about liver, but I would breathe 3 times. Bringing the area to liver, because first of all, we gotta get the organs and the meridians loosened up. And then to the nose 3 times. Wow.
And why?
Calming me down, and here's what's really important. So the reason why is the liver meridian goes all the way down here, all the way to the big toe. So when the meridian pulls, it pulls the toe inward. And so one of the things that you can do is you could take your toe, literally, and you could torque the fascia there, pull the skin around the calf here, pull it like this, turn your head and breathe 3 times through the mouth and 3 times through the nose. That breathing sequence activates all the layers of fascia. And if you do that, and you could do that with the other toes too, pull them and twist them and turn them, same thing, but especially the big toe, you're gonna have some good relief. When the neck goes forward and the shoulders roll inward, what happens is the whole body starts to lean forward. That means the back of the body here has to tighten up. And it tightens up really bad there, and then it starts to tighten up again really bad right here. Okay? So what happens is when the body starts to lean forward, it causes pressure on the foot. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So when the body leans this way, which most people are leaning forward today, this area here gets more pressure. So it's more downward pressure on here. And the downward pressure on there is where the swelling happens. So what happens is, because of all that downward pressure on here throughout the day, that pressure in the fascia, the body starts to send water to that area because there's pressure at the end of the day when you're off of it. And if you look at it, so what happens is the pressure starts to build up here and the water sits there. As the water sits there over time, the body starts to send calcium to solve the water issue. That calcium starts to, first of all, calcify the fascia. And then secondly, it starts to calcify the bone. If you leave it long enough, the bone starts to grow. So bones will continue to grow if you give them the incentive to grow. If you put bones and you touch them together, they'll fuse. And if you put water in here, eventually the water fills with calcium, and that calcium fuses the fascia initially from moving, and then the bone. And what's really important to note here is that one of the most powerful meridians in the body is the liver meridian. The liver sits right about here, and one of the most powerful meridians goes straight down here through the sexual organs, down the foot, and it goes all the way to the toe. That's the liver meridian. And so when someone has a bunion, fear and anger are always a part of the life that somebody has a bunion. Because mechanically, if I have fear, the body leans forward. The hips contract, the head moves forward, and that causes more pressure on the body. So these are all intermingled. And yeah, I'm not saying that anger is the cause of a bunion. Well, actually, we are. Anger is what really causes it. Anger and fear is what causes it, the body's response, and not repairing it. Again, if we do the stress reset every day, it takes all of the functional tension out of the forward head position, and all the fascia starts to loosen up around here.
Do you have a bunion?
Bunions, it's when the shoulders roll forward and you lean forward, it causes you to lean forward. So if the shoulders roll forward, I lean forward. Now the arch of the foot, which is like this, has to go like this. And that puts pressure on the toe, and after a day of walking, the body sends water to that area to relieve the pressure that was unbalanced. And then if that water stays there, calcium starts to load there, and that calcium then becomes calcification, which is the bone gets bigger. That's how you get the big bunions.